Hi, happy Monday. I don't know if you can tell by my eyes, but I've just had a rather large joint and I just thought, God, just get a video done. I'm kind of twitchy though because I know my daughter's going to wake up in a minute. It's about the time where she wakes up and comes to find me, and then I usually get in her bed. And we both sleep together. I sleep terribly, she sleeps amazingly. I wake up with like a slip disc and a fucking, what, scoliosis, whatever that is. You know, I'm like some cripple because I've been in a child's bed with a 6-year-old. But she wakes up feeling champion, so. God, I do have to get some boundaries. This has been like my parenting challenge. It's like, and not just parenting, like my whole life challenge is like understanding that boundaries are necessary, you know, and pleasing everyone will get you fucking nowhere. Anyway, God, so I just watched a James True video earlier. Mark's staying out tonight. Lots changed. I'll try and have a little catch up. But I can't concentrate because there's some music on. I'm like, So anyway, I just listened to a James True video and I was like, oh God. Even though his fucking tone annoys me sometimes, I find it a little tiny bit sanctimonious sometimes. I love him and like I love his message and I've always got what he's trying to say, and I feel like in my own, you know, meagre, unique, different way, like that's what I've trained to be said. That's what I've tried to say throughout my little ramblings on YouTube. Is pretty much, you know, that you are responsible for what you see, feel and experience. And I understand that it can get a bit tricky, and especially when there's the materialistic agendas, like, you know, the gender bending and the breaking up of the family unit and shit. Oh no, I went off on a tangent and I've forgotten now. Shit. Oh yeah, so sometimes, like, you know, I've said in the past, like, your thoughts create your reality, and people have got fucking livid with me before, you know, like, no they don't, not the objective reality. And anyway, I was listening to James True. I was smoking a big fucking joint, so maybe he wasn't saying this, but like, I felt like what he was saying is that like there is no objective reality, and it's like, fuck, like that's it. It's like, I mean, there is in materialistic ways, but in the way that life is, in the way that we experience things, no chance. And it's like, what do I wrote a little note? Oh fuck. Oh, listen, what's this song? Ah, look, see this? This was a guy called My Skies 5D who used to do like sky videos and shit, and I connected with way back when I first started my channel, and I found out recently that he'd passed on, and it's just, yeah, sad, shock. There's a lot of death going on. I think the last time I did a video was literally like fucking over half a year ago, and I think my meanders were about if I'd got ADHD, and oh, I don't know, I was all over in my head. And you know, thank God I've got back to the perspective of I probably have, but I don't give a fuck. I can't stand labels, I can't stand boxes, I can't stand permanency of a state of consciousness or a phase of life or a state of being or a period of time, you know. It's so wild to me, and it's a bit depressing, this song. I'm sorry, Mike. R.I.P. Oh, this is better. Ooh, wow. And now I feel mean, but oh shit, fuck. Do you remember this song? Ooh, shine. Watch my kid wake up now and I'll shit myself. Anyway, James True was on about objective reality, and he said, I'm sorry, but you cannot insist that your reality has to be held by all. And I'm like, fucking hell, like, that is such a lesson. And he's been talking about TIs, and I remember years ago, like 2018-19, when I first, you know, had my own little juicy awakening, and I was going through the throes of psychosis and higher consciousness, and I don't know, just fucking everything. I really experienced some shit that felt like I was being like targeted, you know, like I was a targeted individual, gang stalked or whatever. And I've spoken about in numerous videos, and thank God I sort of managed to, the lesson managed to drop early on, that I didn't have to suffer for too long. But that what I was emanating, you know, this fear frequency, this paranoia, this fucking insistence in objective reality, was rendering me, as James True would say, this kind of this reality, you know, of me being targeted, or planes flying overhead, or helicopters, or you know, synchronicities being of the darker shade rather than the lighter shade, you know. And I realised that I was in control of it, and I'd had these prior lessons through psychedelic use and stuff, of lessons in consciousness and control. And I don't know, again, we always say this, don't we, but God, it's so hard to put into words. So anyway, I'd been honing and trying to master my own rendering ability. And so I've always felt like that, and I've tried to say it in bits and bats over the years. And what I have fallen prey to as well is trying to throw my reality onto all of my perception, my opinion, my objective, my fucking anything. And I still find it hard now sometimes. I'm very charged, you know, and like I've got way better over the years of listening and pulling back, and not always having to be like, boom, boom, well, this is what I think, ooh, ooh, ooh. And now I'm not so bothered, but yeah, things have changed. This is going to be a long one, probably. Shit, 8 minutes. Things have changed. Last time I spoke, I'd just started a little job. I'm still there, which is miraculous. And I enjoy it, you know. I have had some experiences, again, which have helped me learn and grow in such different ways. And I feel like for the last 6, 7 months, whatever, 8 months even, I've been like experiencing the world, you know, the world, like the material plane, and the people in it again. And after a few weeks of, you know, including myself, but, you know, like perceptions of disgust, disdain for the world, for people, you know, like, people are so... Then I really started to enjoy and benefit from this new social interaction, because I'm working in a pub, and fucking people are so nice to me, man. Like, it's amazing. And to be honest with you, people have always been nice to me, and I hope that's because I've always been a nice little soul, you know. I've not been a twat, or I have been a twat, but I've tried not to be a twat. And it was really fucking lovely for a few weeks at the end of last year to feel such sort of like affirmation, you know, for my little self, like that I'm a nice person, that I'm a good person, that I'm a, you know, I'm a good worker, I'm a good slave if I have to be. And oh, I love this song. singing so much. We had a little lock-in at the pub the other night and I was blasting them out with this young girl, and it was so nice because, like, I'm actually old now. Well, I'm not in comparison to old people, but, you know, I'm knocking on 40 now and I'm like, shit. I don't know, I'm just like, up until now, from the age of 16 until now, health, well-being has been on the back burner. I've felt like an immortal soul that will never suffer the ill health of anything. And now I'm like, you know, my mum, obviously, I'll talk about that in a minute, but so many lessons of the fragility of the human and the finite nature of this life anyway, you know, this one that we're living now. And fuck, it's like so important to just do things. Yeah. Fucking hell. So I can't remember what I was saying then. I'll look at my little list. Really, I've forgotten. Oh, work, yeah. So I was really enjoying work, and then I really hated it for a bit, and I got really fucked up with everybody that I was working with, and even the customers. You know, like I got to a point where I'm like, you know, I know who's gonna come in, I know what they're gonna say, and I'm gonna have to fucking, I used to call it woofing, you know, when you just like bullshitting a bit, you put on that mask and you're just a bit extra nice and do, let me lick your ass, do. And quite often, like, it never comes back, does it? You know, like, but, you know, I swear that I like to compliment people and I genuinely mean it and I like it and I like to please people in that way. I don't need it back, but it's funny that quite often you don't get it back, that people are quite, thank you know, and that, even though I'm saying it there like it's a bad thing, that's something that I still need to get more of, you know, this energy of acceptance and, not in a bad way, but entitlement, you know, sort of like self-worth, that's it. Can you believe it? I'm still struggling on my path of self-worth, but, you know, like, through years of ponders or whatever, I feel that it's all the journey, it's all the soul's evolution, all this horseshit that we're doing externally with information or truth or communities or whatever the fuck we're doing with our online time, and then internally, you know, with ourselves, it's all the climb, it's all Jacob's ladder, you know. And unfortunately and fortunately, because it wakes you up out of the slumber, and it allows you to experience more. And so if you're putting in the work, you'll experience higher frequencies and more joy, more compassion, more peace, all that fucking lovely jazz. If you let yourself slip, you feel more of the pain and the suffering and the grief of like everything around you. So it is a hard fucking journey, but anyway, yeah, so that's my little change. I'm still there, I'm enjoying it. I've gone through a whole journey while I've been there of like fooling myself into thinking that like I could be like a full-time slave, you know, like a full-time job in the real world. Although now I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, no, don't belittle it. It's like, you could do it, and I could do it. But anyway, basically, I came to the conclusion a couple of weeks ago that like I'd been faking it, like, and it's cool and it's fine, and I'm glad that I've got the affirmation of the shit that I've got, and I'm happy to do my part-time hours there. But I love astrology, I love painting, I love the idea of people learning something about themselves through their own birth chart. I think it's the most important thing that I've found, and you know, that's just my little niche, that's what floats my boat. And I managed to sell a painting to someone in the pub the other day, and his wife, it was for his wife's 40th, and she loves it and she's booked a reading, and I'm just like, come on Mars, like, keep at it, try and get some confidence, fucking promote yourself, promote yourself, you know, that's what people do. And so yeah, anyway, my life is just this work worth fucking battle. On top of things, we've got to move out of our house within 8 weeks. We've not found anywhere yet. Everywhere we look is like no pets, or, you know, there's some problem with this, or they want to see your fucking bank statements before you've even booked a viewing, and it's just stressful for me. Like, I can't deal with this worldly shit sometimes, you know. Like, I'm great with people, I'm great in social situations. I can't be bothered with all this tippy-tappy material stuff. I'm shit with technology, I'm shit on computers. You know, I'm decent on the phone, but I can't be arsed with any of this novelty, you know, and the progression of humanity. I don't like any of it, and yeah. Anyway, I'm just feeling the age. I'm like, I've got to sort myself out. I've got to put health at the front. I feel like it's coming. Like, I've got so much explosive energy in me right now. Like, I've always been a rageful bitch, but like, I feel like I could punch the shit out of a boxing bag, and I'm like, go to the gym, you know. So I want to change my health. Another thing, family. Like, family's amazing, and it's such a crazy, wild contrast for me internally right now, because my mum has still got stage 4 lung cancer. She's had all the treatment going, and she's just deteriorating slowly. She's just, I can't even comprehend what's happening. Like, we're all still in denial, and I don't think that will change. But anyway, at the same time as that, my dad's fucking ill quite often as well, so there's that. But on the positive, my brother and I have become really close, and Mark's family, we've all reconnected, and I can't tell you how amazing it's been, like, not just for me, but for the kids as well, and I'm just grateful for so much, but there's a lot of scary changes coming, and I can't be fucking bothered. You know, when you just want to bury your head, it's like I'm looking for an adult to do my adulting, and I'm nearly 40, and I'm like, what the fuck's happening? Also, I don't know if you can tell, but that tooth, my daughter headbutted it by accident it was in October 2020, and they told me back then that it wouldn't last longer than 8 months, and I was like, oh, it will, because I was like, there's no way I can have no front tooth. It's hanging on by a thread. Anyway, it lasted like 2.5 years. I went for a dentist appointment the other week. They x-rayed it again, and it's like hanging on by less than 1 millimeter. It's wobbling. It's made my other teeth bend and fucked. My gums receded. Anyway, it's been another marvellous pain in the arse crack for so long, and I just feel like I've just got to get a few things sorted out, you know. I feel like a fresh start, like, and I'm really going to try and push through with the positivity. Do you know what I do always have? I do always have faith, and I do like a rant, I do like a moan, I've got to be honest. I don't enjoy negative energy around me or in me, and so that's sometimes why it's hard. Like, it's a really negative fucker at work. But I've ended up finding it funny, even though he slags me off. And I think he slags me off because I'm so positive, and I do it on purpose when I'm with him, just to show how dark he is. But he's so fucking negative. There's always a problem with something. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And if you listen to him, it's like he's living a nightmare. Like, he's in a constant crisis with his consciousness, and he's bringing it all on himself. And it's nothing that would even make you bat an eye. You know, if you're in a decent state of mind, it'll be like, he'll go, oh, for fuck's sake. And then I'll be like, what, James? And he'll be like, Messi's transferred to Madrid. That's obviously not true, but whatever, you know, it'll be something that is non-affecting of his life, and it will throw him off. The guy's 33, he's got heart problems, or he's got toothache, earache. He only works 2 shifts a week, and anyway, and so that again is proof to me of what, you know, James True iterates and what I reiterate is that we are doing all this shit to ourselves, you know, and I'm quite enjoying listening to him talking about chemtrails and what it means if you can see chemtrails and how people are getting pissed off at him, and he's talking about TIs and targeted individuals, and again people are getting annoyed at him, and he's like, no, I'm calling you shamans, and I know because I am one, I was one. And it's like trying to explain to people that you are literally rendering your own experience through your own emanations is harder than you think, you know? What a jolly little song this is. Anyway, fuck it, I'm going. I hope everybody's alright, and I hope this allows me to just start talking again, because I think I've got some deep grief in there. I'm feeling quite stoned and jolly now, but there's lots of shit going on that I'd like to talk about internally, you know, because this is my horseshit diary. Anyway, happy Monday. Speak soon. Thanks for being here, if you are. It's been too long. Bye.